You all right?
Pikachu.
Buddy, you were awesome. Incredible.
Ash Ketchum is the main character in the Pokémon series, and Pikachu is his partner and best friend. Ash's voice is beloved by Pokémon fans, and actor Natochenny has been voicing Ash since 2006.
I'm Ash Ketchum. I came from Pallet Town in the Kanto region. And this is my good buddy, Pikachu. Nice to meet you.
I was 10 years old when the show started, so that's Ash Ketchum's canonical age. And when I was 18 when I booked it, so this has been my entire adult life now.
What is the hardest thing to voice when you're doing Ash?
The hardest thing is to not make sound when you're stomping. So you have to like kind of fake it.
You won't beat me! Oh, sorry!
She's voiced Ash for the past 18 years, but almost missed her date with Destiny.
I was young, but I forgot that I had the audition. I had an at-a-glance calendar, and it's very Ash Ketchum of me. I had an at-a-glance calendar, I forgot to flip it over, and Monday morning I flipped it over, and I'm like, oh, I have this huge audition today, like the biggest audition of my life. Very cool. So I ran to my friend's place, and I'm like, okay, I gotta practice this. I gotta match this voice. And she was like, you're never gonna get this. And I went to the audition, and they spent half an hour with me to see if I could. Yeah, they heard that I could do it, but they were like, you don't know how to dub. I've never dubbed before in my entire life. I had no idea what that was. They don't teach you that at Strasbourg, so they taught me how to do that, and yeah, I got super lucky.
That last attack of yours gave me the shivers.
So let's talk about what you're working on now. We
Yes.
can see you on the stage.
Yes, I'm doing Shel Silverstein and I'm doing Ethan Cohen at the 905 Cole Theater right now. It's an adult evening of Shel Silverstein. Do not bring your children. Do not bring them. And in Ethan Cohen, I play a mental patient who might actually be perfectly fine. And the role was written for a man, but I loved it so much, and I was like, please, can I do this? And they said yes. I'm very lucky to play that. I don't know if a woman has ever done it before.
You see, Pikachu? Everybody's backing us up.
Sarah Natochenny, I am so glad to have you here. You're the voice of my child's lifetime, basically. You are the voice of God to him.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm the voice of your child's child.
Exactly. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you got into voice acting.
Oh, sure. So I was a rhythmic gymnast, and then at 12 years old, I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. And my mom was like, all right, well, you're not going to sit at home and do nothing, so do you want to go to acting school? You're a drama queen. And I said, yeah, absolutely. So I fell in love with it right away. We were doing method acting at 12 years old,
Wow.
like sitting there meditating for 6 hours. and I was like, if I can just think and feel cold, and think and feel hot, and just imagine a whole world and actually become it, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I made the decision early on. I don't regret it. And voice acting I fell into. I was just doing theater and some film, and at 18 I happened to book the role of Ash on Pokémon, and it was my first voice acting role. So,
Wow.
yeah,
So how many people auditioned for that? Do you have any idea?
A billion, probably.
Are you serious? I believe it, though. It's one of the most
don't
popular
know.
cartoons in the world.
Yeah, I have no idea how many people, but a lot. I'm sure they cast the net far and wide. But
It's incredible. And it's such a big part of your life now.
yeah, you know, I was 10 years old when the show started, so that's Ash Ketchum's canonical age. And when I was 18 when I booked it, so this has been my entire adult life now, and
It's
childhood.
amazing. And I saw how you work behind the scenes too, which is so cool that you take it from Japanese and put it into English. And what is the hardest thing to voice when you're doing Ash? Because I saw you doing it running. That's tough because like you probably get tired with the retakes.
You could, yeah, but the hardest thing is to not make sound when you're stomping. So you have to like kind of fake it. You guys heard that.
Yeah.
In the mic. So you can't hear, you can't do that, right? So you gotta like really just bounce. That's gonna be a GIF now. Oh.
Exactly. So when you first did the voice of Ash, did you just kind of make up a, like, had you seen the cartoon and like, oh, I think of this?
Yeah, and I was young, but I forgot that I had the audition. I had an at-a-glance calendar, and it's very Ash Ketchum of me. I had an at-a-glance calendar, I forgot to flip it over, and Monday morning I flipped it over, and I'm like, oh, oh, I have this huge audition today, like the biggest audition of my life. Very cool. So I ran to my friend's place and I'm like, okay, I got to practice this. I got to match this voice. And she was like, you're never going to get this. And I went to the audition and they spent half an hour with me to see if I could. Yeah, they heard that I could do it, but they were like, you don't know how to dub. I've never dubbed before in my entire life. I had no idea what that was. They don't teach you that at Strasbourg. So they taught me how to do that. And yeah, I got super lucky.
That's amazing.
Yeah, preparation meets luck. You know.
I had a feeling you had gone to Strasbourg. I did like a semester there just to loosen up in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So I remember doing those exercises.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating.
They're
like,
really useful.
I know.
I don't feel nervous right now.
Well, good. That's and you don't have to be because it's not like this is an expose.
It's not an expose.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Roll the. I'm just kidding. Bring in her ex-boyfriends. I'm just kidding. So let's talk about Pokémon Horizons. I saw you at the party having a blast.
Yes, we had such a great time. So I'm still on the show. We're no Ash Ketchum, of course, but I play a few new roles. I play Caterpie, which is really sweet because Caterpie was the first Pokemon that Ash ever caught.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, I have to do that. And I'm also one of the very first voices you hear in the first episode of Pokémon Horizons. It's me and Haven Burton-Pascal, who plays the voice of Serena. And a lot, don't come at me, bros, okay? But a lot of people do ship those two characters, Ash and Serena, together. And our director thought it would be very cute if the voices were the first voices you heard.
I love that. It's thoughtful. It's considerate of the fans.
Yes, yes. She's very sweet.
Okay, so you know I'm going to do this to you. Can you do a little bit of the voices you love or enjoy doing the most?
Suzanne, I choose you! That's Ash.
I know.
In case you missed it.
Oh, I know.
And Chansey. I like doing Chansey a lot. Chansey's back. This is my best work, guys.
I love it though because I'm trying to
Strasbourg.
imagine who's who. Like I know Scarmander, I forget all the little
Charmander.
See,
We love Scarmander.
I'm telling you, Austin has my son Austin has like every little thing, and I forget their names.
Yeah,
but I know
well,
what they
they're
look
like
like
over
'cause
1,000.
I painted them. I know. I'm like I painted the blue one, the pink one, all these different ones.
Oh my goodness. You have a good time. And you had a whole birthday party.
Yes, I did. Is it Jigglypuff? Or?
There is a Jigglypuff, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those were really fun. It was like pink and blue and Charmander.
Charmander.
Okay, see, I got
Charmander,
it.
Charmeleon, Charizard.
Yes, Charizard.
They evolve.
Oh, that's why. I'm like, why do you change the names, kid?
No. They're evolutions.
Not that you
Charmander's
were
the
here to
little one.
like teach me the history.
But I can.
I know. You would be the source.
I'm a good source.
Yeah.
A reasonable source. Not the best. The Pokemon influencers are the best sources. They really know everything. Oh my God.
Well, this is amazing.
Yeah. To the fans, be the very best like no one ever was, and follow along on my journey. I do a lot of conventions almost every other weekend, so I love meeting fans, and you can follow my journey on my social media, anywhere you get your social media. I will be at WonderCon this weekend at the $7 a Pop booth. All 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you can come see me there. We'll do autographs, selfies, all that kind of stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's the most, what do kids or adults, because you know you're part of their childhood too, what do they mostly like connect with?
I think I think the character definitely, but I think they love his tenacity. I think they love the message of being the very best like no one ever was. And I love that message too. I like to talk to every child that I meet at a convention and try to inspire them to find what they're really good at and what they really love and pursue that and not be apologetic about it and just kind of, be tenacious and do everything that they think they can't do. Yeah.
So did Ash, as the character, bring you that, or were you always like that?
I was always like that, but Ash, I played a lot of protagonists in the 2010s, and I was personally kind of a shut-in. So I kept booking these protagonists, these really adventurous roles, and I was like, there's got to be something in me that's really adventurous. And Ash was obviously the longest running, so I think he was my best inspiration for what I do now, which is get on a plane every 2 weeks and hang out with strangers.
It does sound fun though, to just be adored.
Yeah, it's fun. And then I come home and everybody hates me. No,
right? Like, oh, she's back. No, because you're just not being just showered with compliments. Like, hello.
Yeah. It's a weird ego thing. There's definitely a weird, here's the expose part. it's weird for the ego to go to these conventions and have like lines of people lining up to say, I love you, you're the voice of my childhood, and then come home and be like, I have an audition.
No, it is. I
Yeah.
remember talking to like musicians about there's nothing like being on a stage with thousands of people.
Yeah.
But that it's also like an adrenaline rush where you have to
Totally.
balance your energy too.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I don't get tired. A lot of people do get tired. I don't count how many conventions I'm doing in a row. That's my secret for not getting too exhausted and overwhelmed by the idea. And I like not to go home after the show. I like to go straight to dinner. Just keep plowing through.
Yeah. So then when you do go home, you're done.
I'm done. Yeah.
I like that. That's smart.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you're working on now. We
Yes.
can see you on the stage.
Yes, I'm doing Shel Silverstein and I'm doing Ethan Cohen at the 905 Cole Theater right now. We have 2 more weekends left. They're all short plays. Shel Silverstein wrote plays, first of all. That's breaking news. Shel Silverstein wrote plays. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, you didn't know that. Nobody, did you know? You didn't know.
Nobody. The whole
Nobody.
house.
The whole house
Nope.
did not know.
Everyone in here says no.
So he wrote it's an adult evening of Shel Silverstein. Do not bring your children. Do not bring them. It's raunchy. It's adult themes. I get to play a hoarder, which is really fun because my grandmother struggled with this, and
It's in the family.
It's in the blood. It's in the family. It's in the blood, and now it's on the stage, and really enjoy doing that. I play a very sadistic wife as well, and that's really fun. Just to try it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I play a sex worker with my friend Rachel Troy, who I haven't been on stage with in 10 years.
Wow.
I was like, she would be so perfect in this, and then I pitched her to the production, and they were like, oh yeah, sure, bring her.
That's
She's
amazing.
great. Yeah.
So it really
Yeah.
is a small community.
Yes, very, yes. And in Ethan Cohen, I play a mental patient who might actually be perfectly fine. And the role was written for a man, but I loved it so much, and I was like, please, can I do this? And they said yes. I'm very lucky to play that. I don't know if a woman has ever done it before. So
Oh, I
I'm
love
excited.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan Cohen, like 2 great minds, Shel and
Yeah,
Ethan.
yeah.
I love the creativity.
Yeah, no, it's really fun to be able to do something poetic and then do something really cinematic on stage with Ethan Cohen. He really brought the cinema to the stage. There are a lot of fades. It's very,
Ooh, I
and
love
it's
it.
very semantic. Like it's just so much banter. He's so inspired by David Mamet, and the show's actually premiered at the Atlantic Theater, which is Mamet's company. So
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I love his plays too.
yeah, a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for coming by, Sarah.
Of course, thank you so much for having me.
Nice meeting you.
You too.